Alrighty guys, finally got the hub off of the 99 Pro 8 here. Alright, I'm glad the heater kicked on because there was music playing on the TV. But anyhow, finally got that off. What a nightmare. Now, do you have to actually take the hub off? Probably not, but I figured since I'm going this far into it, just in case it would have to come apart, it's easier to do it on the tractor and you can manipulate it better. And worst comes to worst, if you can't get it, I was trying to take the whole hub off to avoid unbolting the wheel, but I ended up unbolting the wheel in order to get the hub to come off, which was probably a good thing because it's really rusty anyhow, but I digress. Anyhow, got her apart, and when I put that baby back together, she's getting some grease on her. That was a nightmare. I've been working on that for... Tonight was the first night I actually put some effort into it, getting the wheel off. The other couple nights I took the center nut loose, tried jamming the pickle fork in between there and a chisel and whacking on the back of it, and it didn't move. So tonight I finally took the rim and tire off, put the puller on it with the torch on, and tapping it with a hammer, and it finally started going. So now the other thing I'm realizing is the drain plug for the transmission is on the other side. So I'm gonna get that drained out. I don't even know what the transmission oil looks like in this thing. Transmission oil looks pretty, it looks okay. Might be a little milky here. I'll put the camera down and see what it's like. It may have a bunch of water in it. It's oily. Can't really tell if it's got any water to it or not. It kind of looks like it, but you guys know it's really hard to judge that sometimes. Put the dipstick back down in here so I don't lose it. So I guess I'm gonna attempt and drain the oil out without being able to get to the far side there. And I'm probably gonna get rid of this ladder before I hit my head. If I hit my head while I'm having trouble with this, I'll really be mad. I was irritated before, but then I'll be mad. So, okay. Move this stack of tires out of here maybe, and then I can get in there with the 3/4 and get that broke loose, and off to find an oil pan. There's the oil pan, and the gear oil from that, what you guys are seeing tonight. Friday the 4th, December 4th, something like that. So, later guys. Well, I'm going to say that had some water in it. So, that could explain the slipping clutches and stuff this thing had. Well, I'm already batting a million. I went to take the bolt loose for the pivot for the Swiftmatic shifter arm, and it snapped off instantly. So I got to decide what I want to do there. If I want to just order a new pin and do it, or if I'm going to try and just MacGyver something for right now. I can always change that pin later. If I get the high-low fixed, well, interesting. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to take a picture and then I'll take the axle housing off. Alrighty guys. Hopefully I can keep you guys in the light, keep me in the light. See what's behind door number 1 here. I'm not really expecting too much carnage. I'm expecting a rounded clutch dog. Here we go. Well, I'm about 50-50 right, 50-50 wrong. There's a whole bunch of metal down in there. Well, I see the problem. That's why it works one way and not the other. I'll get you guys off the tripod here and bring you in for a little closer look. So, before I show you guys a close-up of the real damage, I'll show you guys Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There they are. So there's some of the metal bits down in there. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. That is not supposed to be rounded. That is supposed to be flat. So, I gotta decide what I want to do there. Because something I can do is I can take a cutoff wheel and right where it's rounded over, I could grind it straight. That would fix it. Or I can see if I can find a new one. Well, okay, a new to this tractor one. I could probably buy a brand new one, but I don't want to know how much that costs. And, yeah. And go that route. So, I know what I need now. I need a couple parts and some oil. I'm kind of glad I took this apart, because that looks like a lot of water. I could not get the drain plug out on the other side, by the way. The washer is bent around it. I can't get a socket or a box end wrench on it. And I didn't want to strip it, so I just took the axle housing off and started draining it. So, okay, I'm going to go on a parts hunt. Considering I just bought a tractor tire for $270 today. Any parts I buy here is going to be on the old credit card. You guys know how that goes. So, anyhow, I guess I'll show you guys the the tear down, and whenever I get new parts, I will start making another video and put her back together, and I'll show you guys what I do. That's just, I've never seen one that bad. I mean, I've seen them a little rounded, but I mean, that's just, that's a lot rounded. A lot rounded. That's just, wow. Wow. So, okay. I'm going to make sure I got some good pictures, and we're going to go from there, guys. Catch you later. Well, guys, I said I was done last night, but figured I better pull this thing apart and look at it. And looking at it, boy, it's worse than I thought it was just glancing at it. It's actually wore so much this way that it's got the edge of the metal rolled over. So even if I wanted to pull or press this bearing off, I can't. So, and obviously I got the center chunk out of the tractor. I had to take the other side axle housing bolt loose. I finally got the oil drain plug out though. But anyhow, figured I'd show you guys that. Hopefully it's macro in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but as you can see, it's got a big lip there in the front, and it's fanned up there in the back too. I don't know if there we go. I think I'm blocking the light just enough there, but she is like that on all three dogs basically. So, trying to decide if well, basically what I'm doing is I'm going to take this apart and take this off, and then I can kind of look at it on the bench a little bit better. What I'm thinking about doing, and I'm thinking about taking a cutoff wheel right here back to where it's worn, and just grinding it square, and taking a file and truing it up some more, and then just put her back together and see if it'll work. The only thing I'm going to say with that is then it's going to have a fair bit of play, like from forward to reverse. Because you're going to have this much extra wiggle room, which is a fair bit, I'm going to add. But the gear in the axle housing looks good. It looks like there's no wear on it. Set it up here on the bench so you guys can see it. They're pretty square. I'm not going to say there isn't some rounding to it, but it's not bad. It's nowhere near what that is. So, okay. I'm going to get this apart the rest of the way, and then maybe I'll be done. Go on a parts hunting mission. Because I think the C10A trans I have, it's over there in that tank garage, is why I'm pointing over there. I'm pretty sure it's a 5-cog, where all the newer ones are 3-cog, because it's a 67. Which was early gen, and in the mid-70s they went later. So, alright, heater's getting ready to kick on, so catch you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, got it all took apart and decided to do the old, well, it's junk already, so I'll try grinding some square edges to this and see if it'll work for a while longer and just see what happens. So put you guys on the tripod here and you guys can watch me do the last one if you want. I already did the horizontal cut across, now I just gotta grind it off. So here we go. Don't want anything melted in your guys' lens. There's that. Like I said, hopefully I didn't get any in your guys' eyes. But you guys can see that is way squarer than what we started out with. And I'm not going to say they are perfect by any means at all. Hopefully you guys can see. This one here, I cut a little too deep on it, but I think it'll be okay. I did touch the bearing in a couple places, but they're not a high load bearing anyhow. If I split the bearing, then I'll just have to take her apart and put some new ones in, but I don't think I got enough grit in the bearings to worry about it. These are a super slow turning bearing and they are submersed in oil all the time, guys, so I am by no way concerned about this. So I'm going to do a little bit of touch up work with a file. And then I'll slap her back together and put some oil in it, and then we'll just see what happens, guys. Apparently I didn't have the height lock on. Sorry. Now off. Okay, right about now, I know some of you keyboard warriors are busy typing away, and stop hacking away at the moment. It does grab all sides pretty evenly. And you see there's a little bit of a gap on the one over there where I got a little overzealous, but when you go, oh, trust me, it'll wear in with a little bit of time. I don't know, do I have this thing centered? I might not even have this thing centered, but looks like it's going to work on there pretty decent, guys, so. Oh, actually, it is touching on all three sides now that I have it centered. Right. You think you guys can see it right there? Sorry, I'm not really steady. There. Alright. Whoops. Right there. And right there. So, we're going to give her the old college try and see what happens. I think this is really worn down a lot. That is not a split there, that was a sliver of metal that was worn away, so. Okay, I'm going to stick her back together and run what I brung and see what happens. What's the worst thing happens? It don't work, it already don't work. So about the crappiest safety wire job I've ever seen in my life, but they will keep the bolts from backing out the whole way. It's actually the wrong wire too. This is aluminum wire, should use steel wire, but what I got available. I've actually done one other diff like this, and I've done a snowblower. Been good so far. So, back in the machine we go. See what happens. Alrighty guys, I got her put back together. It should be sitting here in high range. Turn the fuel on. going to close the hood so I don't have any incidents. Move here. Alright, see it up. Seems like it works, guys. So that's how you fix a the 2-speed Swifty. At least the high side. The low side's a little bit more complicated because it has that stationary clutch bolt and stuff that keeps it from turning. But seems like a success. I gotta adjust the clutches on this thing. I was having issues with it before, and a lot of it was probably the oil that was in it, but definitely needs a lot more. Needs a lot more attention on the forward engagement for sure. So I'm going to adjust that up here and get it to the point where it'll sit and spin the wheels hopefully, and we'll go from there, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll catch everybody in the next one. Later. If it wasn't dark, I'd go outside and use it, but you know, it's dark as usual. I adjusted the forward clutch high. A little too heavy. Sweet. Still need the pivot pin, but you know.